Hi friends, and welcome back to Cammie's Corner, where I am super excited to announce a new segment that will be premiering here on my channel in January. I think it stands to reason that when you delve into a subjects that are synonymous to that kind of start to become a little bit more intriguing and interesting. That couldn't be more true than my love of horror and that of true crime. A few things kind of happened simultaneously within a few months of each other that kind of brought all of this to light. Of course, as you know, on my channel, starting back in April, I began to get much more into my roots and my love of horror by doing the harrowing horror segment every month here on my channel. I began to start to think about true crime and reading more and diving more into it, but I just hadn't got to that point. And then podcasts started happening. I got really into true crime podcasts and macabre style podcasts. And one of those podcasts that I love so much, it's called Creepy Caffeine. If you are a listener of podcasts, I do encourage you to check out the lovely ladies Whitney and Danny on that podcast. Not only do they discuss books and movies of the horror persuasion, but Whitney has this amazing tie-in where she discusses true crime. And it was continuously listening to these different stories that she would share on the podcast that started to get my juices flowing again, and the interest definitely peaked. Now, I say all of these things kind of happened simultaneously because, of course, as the year went on, I also discovered an amazing young woman here on the YouTube platform. Her name is Joanie, and her channel is Joanie Reads. Joanie and I have a few things in common. She likes to read horror, and she likes true crime. In November, we decided to indulge ourselves, and we together buddy read In Cold Blood by Truman Capote, something that has been on my TBR forever, and she said the same. We dove into it, and we both loved it. Well, she felt like I did when it was all over. Let's do more, let's read more. But in addition to just she and I doing this together, we decided to share our love of true crime with everyone else. So if you are like us and you want to dive into more true crime, we invite you to join us on a new segment that we are debuting January 25th on my channel, and we are calling it Crime Scene. In this segment, what we are going to do is we are going to take a true crime book, read it, individually, we will review that book on our respective channels, and the following day we are going to alternate between our channels and do a live feed where she and I will discuss it, bounce ideas off of each other, and be able to share it with you, because you all will be in the commentary section where you can tell us your thoughts on it if you read along with us. Now, of course, in Creepy Caffeine fashion, they put this amazing photo on their Instagram. It was called the True Crime Starter Pack. It really brought back the feels for me. But the pile looks something like this. So ironically, within that pile, it just so happened to be the selection for our first read. And that's going to be I'll Be Gone in the Dark by Michelle McNamara. Now, of course, this book came out in, I believe, August or September. I know it became widely popular in September, and it started appearing in book boxes in October. This, of course, is the lifelong journey that Michelle McNamara had to uncover and expose the Golden State Killer. Unfortunately, just before his capture and arrest, Michelle McNamara passed away, so she was not able to see through the fruit of her labor. Now, beyond all of that information that I just shared with you, I honestly don't know any more about the Golden State Killer, who he was, or his victims. I just know that it started to take place in the 70s and the killings went on through the early 90s. I'll be very interested to see what this book is all about, but in that, I mean, it really brought back so many memories of my love of true crime, because as far back as I can remember, I started watching horror movies when I was about 4 or 5, and reading horror books when I was 12, but it brought back this fun memory when I was about 8 or 9, My mom used to say 2 things to me before she ran down to check the mail. Watch your sister and stay out of that coffee table book. That coffee table book I had forgotten about was called Bloodletters and Badmen. It's by Jay Nash. If you've never heard of the book, I do encourage you to look it up. If you are a lover of true crime, it is definitely one you want in your collection, because that was the earliest memories that I have of crime scene photos. So to come full circle like this and to start a segment that we're calling Crime Scene is just, I don't know, it just brings back all the fun childhood memories for me. I know, I'm weird. But this book was full of crime scene photos, mostly of the Italian mafia, but there were some greats in there like Bonnie and Clyde. I remember being in there. But I remember just being so fascinated with crime scene photos. So to do this is going to be amazing. Again, if you are a lover of true crime and all things of the macabre persuasion, please join us. I Will Be Gone in the Dark. You can get it in multiple formats. It's available in hardcover, paperback, and audio, just about anywhere books are sold. And join us on our respective channels for our reviews at the end of January, and then for the live here on my channel, January 25th. Until next time, friends, stay creepy. I will see you real soon. Take care.
I'm not sick, but I'm not